Hello. Welcome to part 3 of building a post Apollo Saturn launch vehicle. Part 3. Part 3 of Hey. Hi. How you doing? It still continues to be very warm in here, but I'm dealing with it. What does Jeb think of the rocket? He likes it. Even with the insulation, those metal buildings in direct heat like this are a no-win. You would need like a 10-ton unit for 1,000 square feet. That's right. Yes. Sorry, I don't have any cash to do that. I spent it all on the damn car. Oh, there's the Dodge, by the way. Yeah. See, the motor from that truck's going to go into that car. I think it's the first time you guys are seeing it. Pretty cool. Right. That's right. Yeah. That milk belongs to that. They don't got to know about it. It could be our Ram. No Ram will ever be our Ram. You got the Ram finally. No, Tessa. I just put out a big cardboard cutout in front of the garage door, so, like, you know. To fool you. No, I went and opened up the door to try and vent some of the heat out. The sun is over the horizon now. So it's yeah. Hopefully temperature starts to go down. It is 87. It has gone down a degree, which is nice. Shark still looks fake. Dun. Here I'm actually wearing a jacket in our apartment. Hot water was disabled temporarily, and it was cloudy, rainy and cloudy, so it's cold here. Yeah, Yuri, it's 30 C. It was like 35 outside today, dude. It was toasty. Okay. Shall we? Let's load up KSP. Isn't the booster you're making look like a new Glen booster? No, not at all. No, it does not. It doesn't look like it at all. Hopefully it's cooled off a bit. Nah, not really, Dan. Not really. Uh, it's still 87 outside, dude. Wow, that's warm, man. Like, once again, I'm not complaining. The heat doesn't bother me. I like heat. It's fine. I'd rather it be summertime than winter. I hate winter. I will say it's easier to manage the temperature in the shop, though, during winter. It's hotter at the Cape versus here in Georgia. I mean, yeah. So it got up to 95 on Cape Cod today. 90 freaking 5. It was 102 in Boston. The only reason why it didn't get that hot here is because I'm close to the ocean. It doesn't get as warm. I'm 2 degrees hotter in Fahrenheit than Starbase. Whatever. Mic levels are a bit quieter. Are a bit quieter than Space News? How? I didn't change anything. I just stopped the VOD and started it again. Yeah, Salty. There you go. Hey, man. How you doing? Long time no see. You had that in the Midwest. I was talking to Brimo's parents, and they were like, "We don't even want to go outside. It's like not even go outside and have fun levels of hot. It's stay inside because you'll fry levels of hot." I will personally pay for a wind tunnel in your room and garage. No, you won't. Don't make promises you can't keep, boy. You're sitting back. Oh, yeah. Yeah, how's that? Is that better? Is that better? The Thunder Parade was today. 87 at your place, 93 high. If you could mix and match any rocket stages together, what would your ultimate rocket be for both payload and efficiency? If you'd say that given a better upper stage, SLS is pretty up there despite being expendable and all. Lava Eagle, I would take a S4B with its vehicle stage adapter, with the LEM inside, and the CSM on top. That counts. Counts as one thing. And I'd just put that on top of an SLS core stage. That would be fine. I don't mind SLS's core stage and boosters. That's a hell of a launch vehicle. Given a good upper stage, dude, oh, you got a better program than the damn Saturn V. You could throw more. That's why I don't really like the EUS, to be 100% honest with you. I think the EUS is a heaping pile of dog Sith. Yes, Revenge of the Sith. That thing sucks, and so does the ICPS. Like, I understand it has more Delta V, but if you want to take human exploration seriously, you need a high energy upper stage. Like a high energy upper stage, like that big steel beer keg that they're building down in Texas. One blew up the other day. That's a high energy upper stage. Scott's double Falcon 9 upper stage on top of SLS is neat to imagine. Give me water and sugar. But she'll be back soon. I go get ready for dinner. Yep. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's really the thing with SLS. It needs a more concrete schedule. It needs a better upper stage. I've said this many times. Yeah, if I could pick two things, I'd take an S4B and put it on top of an SLS core stage. Or just, I mean, I don't know. Does that count, Lava Eagle? That's kind of not swapping one stage for another. Like, granted, like everything, I don't know. All rockets that exist, and that's like, I'm great, dude. Does this rocket have a name? Prometheus. Its name. We got to do more first stage proof testing, but yes. Woo! Thunderstorm dropped 10 degrees in about 5 minutes. Lucky. An ICPS on top of an EUS sounds interesting. Yeah, that sounds interesting if you want to do not human exploration. I mean, Lava Eagle, if we're gonna be able to take anything, put it on top of an SLS core stage, dude, I wouldn't even take an S4B, an S2. S2 would be dangerous. But I'm not sure the SLS core stage can lift that. An S4B or a New Glenn upper stage, which is comparable to an S4B. That's why I called for like a revised baseline architecture with SLS. Like, I was hoping Rook would have done something like that, and whoever is the new pick might do something like that in the future. SLS needs to be, the program needs to be completely, just take the current plan and absolutely just throw it out the window. Except up to like Artemis 3. After that, it needs a gigantic refactoring. Yeah, it needs a refactoring. You need to, like, what I'd start to do right now is bolster out the factories that are needed to support a 4 launch a year SLS flight rate starting in 2028. Yeah, 2028 should be fine. That should be enough to be able to clear Artemis 3 and everything. And then from there, basically 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033, you're launching 4 SLSs a year, and you go all the way up to Artemis 40. Basically, 4 launches a year for the next 10 years should be enough for sustainable lunar presence, and then use what you learn from that to get to Mars in the late 2030s. Completely agnostic of what SpaceX is doing. I mean, if I could pull it, if I was smart enough to do it, I would want that 2028 thing moved up to 2026. But you're not, it's NASA, you're not building a factory that fast unless you have a blank check. I mean, SpaceX could probably get it done that quickly. Maybe contract SpaceX to build your stupid factory. Maybe that wouldn't be the stupidest idea. I would be open to do whatever, to be honest with you. When are you working on the car again? Gamer Boy, I was going to do it today. It's just too damn hot. I will give you guys a car stream all tomorrow because it's going to be a lot cooler. We're going to do the summer car special tomorrow. So part 3 of attempt number 2 for the 2025 summer car playthrough is happening tomorrow night. And yeah, during the day you get the car stuff. So tomorrow is car day. But for right now, because it's too dang hot to work out in that dang shop. It's 87 degrees in here. It's worse in the shop right now. Glen Stage 2 has half the propellant mass and burn time of the EUS. Yeah, so what? I understand that, Yuri. Dude, EUS nerds always do this. They always cope. Like, no, the EUS is good. Yeah, it couldn't move. The EUS cannot move a lander and a capsule into low lunar orbit. It's a piece of junk. It's a piece of junk. Stop coping. It's good for launching probes. You can do that with another rocket. It's junk. But the RL-10 is efficient. You don't need a high delta V stage. You need a high characteristic energy stage. Damn it. If you want to do human space exploration correctly. Reason why stage needs a lot of kick. It needs to be able to go very fast. Not very efficiently, but very fast. The reason why is because if you don't do that efficiently, there's going to be people on board that are trying to get to the moon. And if it takes 3 months to get to the stupid moon, they die. They don't have enough oxygen. Okay? You need to be able to get there quickly when people are involved. The EUS is not it. That's not it. That doesn't do that. That doesn't do any of that. It's a piece of junk. Put a new Glen upper stage on top of SLS and freaking get rid of that damn European service module. That thing sucks. It's a piece of junk. It needs a bigger service module. Have they tried holding their breath longer? I don't know. We can't launch the damn rocket to find out, dude. It's a piece of junk. Can we still make J2 engines? Sure. Actually, you're right. If we're going with another service module, that might be fine. I will take an upgraded Orion service module with the EUS, or an upgraded upper stage and a European service module. You can flip flop either one. I'd take the upgraded service module actually before that with the EUS would be fine. That would be okay. I'd be okay with that. But ideally, just put an S4B up there. Audio seems worse than usual. I know it's the fan. Then why'd you say something? Why'd you say something? Huh? 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 Why'd you say something? I gotta bring it up. EJ, what is better, the Apollo capsule with a service module or the SLS capsule of the service module? It depends on the application. Like worse than an hour ago. I'll be 100% honest with you, Pop. It's just you. I have not changed anything about the fans, the stream setup, or anything as opposed to an hour ago. I haven't changed anything. So I think you're placeboing right now, dude. What about the EUS with a J2? Yeah, that'd be fine. But the entire EUS is centered around having 4 RL10s. If you're going to switch to a J2, just put an S4B up there. Do you have a Discord server? Yeah. Yeah, sure, man. I'll get you the link. Are you going to put graphics or decals on Prometheus? Yes. It's the damn fan. It's the fan, dude. I'll try to fix it. There. The fan is pointed up. It's pointed away from the mic. There should be no buffeting. It should be completely gone now. I don't know if that's going to move the heat like before. It's probably not, but that's fine. I'm good with an S4B on top of SLS. That would be amazing. The S4B with a new carbon composite SRBs would be a great rocket. Dude, even just a modernized S4B, with stir welding, do you know how much mass you could shave off that thing? Like, here, hold on. No need for an internal stringer and a... Dude.
Discovery, go at throttle.
How heavy is this thing? Hold on. $13 tons? I'll bet you could get it down to like 10 or 11. Seriously. With the same propellant mass, with the same volume of propellant, you could probably shave like 2 to 3 tons off that. Just with modern manufacturing techniques. Yeah, this is superbly outdated. Yeah, that's all superbly outdated. This is aluminum stringers, man. Dude, you could completely replace all that skirt mechanism with billet, and it would be with billet iso grids that are stir welded together. I guarantee you could shave probably like 2 to 3 tons off the stage mass easily. Not to mention the avionics package. The brains of the Saturn V is up here in this black ring with the checkerboards on it. Hey, Gamer Ike, 5-month resub. Just wanted to say you're doing a great job. And I'm glad to be chilling out with you virtually. Right on, man. We had a good conversation about Tesla the other day, dude. That was cool. I mean, I guess you're right, but yeah, in good time. I mean, like I said, conservatively with an S4B, dude, you probably get, I'd say, at least a ton. At least a ton. And taking 1,000 kilos, 2,200 pounds out of the stage increases your mass fraction something fierce. That stage could be amazing. We just need a J2X behind it. I mean, how the computer alone can shrink to the size of a PC. Yeah, I mean, the Saturn instrumentation, dude, how heavy was that thing? I'm actually just genuinely curious now. That's all the computers. It's right at the top of the S4B. That's the brains of the entire rocket in the third stage. Dude, you don't need any of this. This could all be replaced with modern avionics. Oh my goodness. The computer was 2 tons. The computer was 2 tons. That's 4,400 pounds. That ain't still heavier than my mom. Okay, ship watching. That's yeah. That you're right. Dude, a modern avionics package would be nowhere near 2 tons, guys. Not even close. Nowhere near it, dudes. Yeah, there's your 2 tons. You could get an S4B, Phil. We could get an S4B under 22,000 pounds easily. If we built a modern version of that, you could get it under 22,000 pounds. Not to mention, like, the J2. You could shave so much dry mass off of a J2 with modern manufacturing techniques. You know, instead of the brazed tubes, the brazed tubular cooling channels that a J2 uses, using milled copper channels, and additive manufacturing, dude, you could probably get it down even more. I'll bet you could get, like, a modern S4B would probably weigh, I don't know, you'd probably get it like 9 metric tons, maybe 9.5 metric tons. That is an insane amount of dry mass shaved off the design. With that type of stage, dude, you could wreck face, man. Where's Falcon Heavy? It's not really needed, Kuro, to be honest with you. Dead Scum, 35-month resub. Thank you. Jeez. Dude, even just thinking about that, man. I can't believe that, dude. Yeah, shave it, you get at least 2 tons off of that. So, even an 11,500 kilogram upper stage, dude. The mass matters so much with this, man. Let me put it to you like this. That right there, you're shaving 2 tons of payload off here. That's 2 tons that you can add to the CSM, or you can add to the lander. That's 2 tons is enough to put solar panels on the Apollo CSM. You could put solar panels on that thing, and you could extend the duration something fierce, man. Remember, the CSM uses fuel cells. It doesn't have solar panels. It can't go really out. It can't go that far into deep space. With solar panels, you could do extended duration missions. You could probably replace that with a bank of like 10 Raspberry Pis and get something statistically more reliable. If we replace all the wires with modern wire with fiber optics, dude. You never talk about how hilariously rough the ride in the Saturn V was. It was a correction like every 2 seconds, so it would lurch all over the place. Removing the fuel cells also means lower mass. I'd keep the fuel cells just for redundancy, but yeah. How many years did it take to build the VAB? It started in 1964. They were finished by 1966. And I could use lithium batteries, man. Falcon 9 in an expendable capacity is a heavy lift vehicle, ship watching. It can move 23.5 tons. Would you keep all 3 fuel cells? I'd probably take one fuel cell out and replace it with solars, deployable solars that pop out the sides. Or do what Dragon does, just have the solar panels on one side and radiators on the other, like Dragon's trunk. 1 or 2 M1s for the S2. 1. Do you imagine a Saturn V with 1 M1 in the second stage and then a J2 in the third stage? And you stir weld everything, Sea Kraken? Stir weld everything. Modern carbon composite interstage adapters. Dude, that would be a disgusting launch vehicle. That would be really good. Erudite, you said like 150? No, dude. A Saturn V, like with all those modern upgrades, dude, probably 180. I'd say 180 tons easily. We're talking about insane efficiency here. Yeah, I'd say 180, something like that. What, if anything, would you adapt to Methalox? Probably the first stage. Wait, this guy's one of the Flame Trench commentators. I am, Lemon. Hello. I told you I stream. I say that at the end of every Flame Trench. What do you think I do during the week? We're playing KSP right now, and we're building a very, very large rocket. Man. It's an honor to be able to talk to you. Oh. Jeez, thanks, man. Composite third stage liquid oxygen tank. I wouldn't go that far, Hellfish. I think a billet, just a billet isogrid third S4B, unreal. Because I'd still be worried about the loads. Remember, you got this, you got well, not that. You got an S1C and an S2 pushing behind it. I'm curious, with modern components in manufacturing, I wonder if you could do an equivalent mission to an Apollo with Falcon Heavy as the launch vehicle. I mean, there's bits of the architecture, Tessa, that there's some holes in that architecture. Where's your lander? Where's your lander? You need to do stage rendezvous on orbit. Can Dragon go beyond deep space? Can Dragon go into deep space? Don't let Stockton Rush make your rocket. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. I proposed that to you a while back, and you told me it wouldn't be done. Yeah, Shogun, no one's going to try to, because NASA thinks it's too complicated in rotating caps, but it could be done. And Shogun, I'll admit, I kind of changed my opinion about that, too, to be honest with you. For the longest time, I just basically spouted we can't build a Saturn V nowadays, because if we did, like all those manufacturing methods aren't even used anymore. It'd be hard to do, etc., etc. Well, yeah, but that, I guess what I didn't take into account is that if you build a Saturn V today, you're not going to draft it out on a piece of paper. You're going to use CAD to make it, right? Like, you're going to use CAD to make it, and you would use modern manufacturing techniques to make it. Using modern manufacturing techniques, your propulsion would still be your bottleneck. That would be hard to get that right. But also at the same time, it'd be hard to get that correct, but that would be hard to do. It's hard to do no matter what vehicle you make. Look at Starship, look at Raptor 3. It's going to be difficult no matter what you do. So, could we make a Saturn V nowadays? Yeah, sure. Would it be simpler than making a Starship? Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not reusable. And I'm talking just the Saturn V, not the CSM or the LEM. I'm talking about just the launch vehicle. Sounds like a fun dissertation, not promising. Sea Kraken, dude, I was doing the math out. Well, not doing the math out. We were kind of talking about this on stream. Propulsion would be your long lead. That would be the hardest thing to do. Making an F1, a modernized F1, or something akin to it, right? And then making a modernized J2. And then getting the engines to cluster together and work right. That would be the hardest part, I'd say, out of building the entire launch vehicle. But also, Look, man, Stoke Aerospace is working. Stoke Aerospace is working on their Nova rocket with the Andromeda second stage engine. That's a 10 guy team that made a full flow stage combustion cycle Methalox engine. 10 guys. It's 10 dudes. Tom Mueller single-handedly designed the Merlin vacuum, the Kestrel engine, and the Draco engine. It's one dude designed all those motors. Where my opinion has changed is that bullcrap that can't be done nowadays. I think the real answer to that is that NASA couldn't do that nowadays. That's the real answer to that question. Could it be done? Sure, absolutely. It would take some time, but it can be done. And he has a C7R. That's right. I think that's what they mean when they say it can't be done. That means that NASA couldn't do it today. But when you think about it, man, you make an expendable launch vehicle. I mean, like an F1 is not complicated. It's not a complicated piece of equipment. It doesn't have very many moving parts. It's an open cycle gas generator engine. The hard part is that it's an open cycle gas generator engine that produces 6,900 kilonewtons of thrust. Yes, 6,909. Yeah, from the F1A. So we're talking about a 7 meganewton, 1.5 million pound thrust Kerolox open cycle engine. That's hard to make. No matter how you cut it. That's going to be difficult to make that. And then the J2X, I mean, the J2 is about as simple as you can make a Hydrolox engine. The only simpler Hydrolox engine is an RL10. Thoughts on the ZR1X? It's pretty cool, James. Do you think NASA should turn to a reusable rocket? Eventually, Ari, I think that would be a good move for them. How viable would it be to supersize the Merlin indeed the thrust of an F1? Scaling rocket engine technology doesn't work. You build for application, Lava Eagle. It's very rare that you scale your propulsion like that. That doesn't really work. The only time I can really think of that actually works is if you have a segmented SRB and you add another segment. That would be scaling your propulsion, like 4-segment to 5-segment boosters with SLS. Lemon, can I please be honest about how much NSF has changed your life? Why don't you go tell them that, dude? I'm the NSF outlier, but yeah, go off, King. Go for it, man. I'm just the outlier. I just commentate on Flame Trench. You got to go tell Das that, buddy. Yeah, Redbeard, I'm right there with you, pal. I'm right there with you. It's a little warm. I think the truth to that is that NASA wouldn't be able to get it done. Shogun, it can be done. And honestly, dude, it can be done for not as expensive as you might think. Now, here's the part where people go, yeah, okay, Twitch streamer man, go back to playing Kerbal. I think if I could probably get that done for about $10 billion. Yeah, $10 billion, maybe 15 billion. Yeah, I'd say $15 billion. Give me 5 to 10 years, somewhere in there. We could probably hook that up. Biggest thing would be, where the hell are you going to launch this from? Where's it launching from? Where are you going to launch a rocket this big? Where's the pad going? You know, like, I think it could be done though. Like with modern manufacturing, you probably hook that up. Probably be pretty damn good too. Probably erudite, yeah. Yeah, I'd say closer to 15. 15 billion, maybe about 10 years. Between 5 to 10 years, depending on how not how many stupid mistakes I make. That would be pretty sick, man. I would love to do it, dude. All right. We got to do more first stage proof testing here. All right. So, where we last left off, I made some upgrades to the structure for my stage. So, I'd stream as much as I could, Yuri. First stage tank test. Okay, so what we're going to do now is reroute to the stage 1 control node. And then, for the docking port. We save this. Now we have our upgraded stage that has the extra reinforcement in it to make sure it doesn't move around. Let's put that there. Put some batteries on board. And then just put some solar panels on it to make sure that our testing was right. Let's see what this does. Craziest ideas are not always that crazy if you really want to do it. Like I said, Shogun, you give me 15 bill, I could probably make it. I could probably get it done. Somebody that's not an idiot like me could probably get it done for less. Once again, dude, like, in this, you know, even if you go back like 5 years ago, I probably would have told you no. But, you know, you got all these companies, Stoke, Firefly, Astra. You know, Relativity's doing their thing. SpaceX just leading the way. You got ULA doing their thing with Vulcan, right? You got Blue Origin doing their thing with New Glenn. You've got all these companies built just cranking out propulsion. More rocket engines have been invented in the last 10 years than the prior 40. The industry is not... The industry is completely different than it was even 5 years ago. It's not the same. It's much more easy to get like off-the-shelf stuff. Like, it can be done. But, I don't know. What do I know? Anyway, so, we're going to do some proof testing on our stage here. Oh, it doesn't have any fuel in it. That's not good to do proof testing that way. So, Vulcan. You guys want to know about Vulcan with like smart reuse? What about it? It's supposed to jettison the engine section. All right. Stage mass is 1,935 tons. It's not a midair catch. With Vulcan, with smart reuse, it splashes down and they fish it out of the water. The heat shield being inflatable gives it a raft. It gives it flotation. So they just fish them out like fairings. Like how SpaceX fishes out fairings. All right. Let's take a look. So the stage can stand up by itself. Oh. That's not a lot of movement, but it is movement for sure. That right there is Kerbals. If you see it janking around like that, that's Kerbal's way of telling you that it can't hold it up. It's gonna crunch. Like that. If this was a deformable thing, it would be broken right now. Even with our strut upgrades, huh? Yep. Yeah, but Shogun, that's not gonna... I don't think that would happen. Okay. Alright. Proof test. Probably gonna result in an explosion. Headphone users, be advised. $1.5G, 1.8G in the crusher. 2 Gs. It doesn't like that. It doesn't like standing on the skirt like that. $2.5G. Remember, this is 1,900 tons of first stage. 3 Gs. Yeah, it's definitely unhappy. Good news is that the tank structure is actually staying quite rigid. That's really good. That's pretty good, man. Increasing to 3.5. 3.5G. So this is 3 times... This is 3 times gravity. Is the skirt meant to be load bearing? In this it is. I don't know about the real one, Toothless. Probably not. Four Gs. It's pretty strong, dude. $4.5. Dude, look at the forces involved here. We're actually bending struts. The Kraken gets angry when you do that. Alright. Let's go up to 5 Gs. 5G. 5 times the force of gravity there. It's toast. It's pretty much where it failed before. It'll never reach close to 5 Gs in flight. It's hard to say, dude. I don't know, but I'm not ruling out any possibility. You definitely want to over-engineer for the application. So that was a pretty good proof test. 5 Gs is good. I don't think it'd ever get that high, Neptune. And even if it did get near it, though, we could just shut off engines or throttle them, you know? We haven't designed the thrust structure either, but just, yeah. 87 in here, Flykin. I have the garage door open. I should probably close it. We probably vented out all the heat. So, that failed at 5 Gs. It's pretty good. I think we could do better. I think we could do better by making dedicated hard points. F1 throttle? Well, we'll do a Saturn V and just shut engines off. Thank you for all of this. Sure, Lemon. What did you say before? Please read my previous message. Late last year, I was going through a really rough patch, and shows like NSF, specifically the Flame Trench, and Matt Mountains. I know Matt. Matt's a good buddy of mine, Lemon. Yeah. Space this week inspired me to live. I owe you guys my life. Oh, man. Come on now. Come on. We're just trying to make you laugh, dude. And teach you something. You also inspired me to decide that when I'm 18, I'm going to get a PhD in aerospace. Start your own aerospace company called Prism Aerospace. All right. Well, hey. Lemon, if one, that's great to have goals like that, dude. You should absolutely not do that. I'm not saying don't do this. Just, okay, you're young, dude. Here's the thing. You're going to get into AE. You're going to get into aerospace engineering. Focus on that right now. In fact, close the aperture a little bit. You're still in high school from what I just read there. You need to get excellent grades to do that. Okay? Remember that. You need to get amazing grades. You have to do really good. They don't just let anybody be an aerospace engineer if you want to go to school for it, okay? But that's great, dude. That's great. I'm glad we could give you goals. But focus on one task at a time. Like, look, I'm building this rocket right now. What I've been showing you guys when I build this hopefully explains some things. I'm not trying to build the whole vehicle at once. I'm building just the first stage. I haven't even put engines on this thing. We're just doing tank tests. Because that's what you got to do when you get into aerospace engineering, dude. You have to take it one step at a time. That's awesome that you want to start your own company. Do not abandon that goal by any means. All right? You're going to have to will Prism Aerospace into existence, but that's going to take time. You got to be persistent and you got to be patient. Okay? But that's awesome, man. That's awesome, dude. That's cool though, Lemon. Good to hear it, man. I'm happy we helped you. I'm happy. That truly makes me happy. That's why I do what I do. I want people to see this and be like, oh, that's cool. I want to do that. That's what I've been doing for the past 10 years, showing people how cool this is. It's awesome. It's the best. But Lemon, hopefully you heard all that, dude. That's awesome. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I could make your day better and make your life better. That's honestly, that means a lot. But remember, you want to start your own company? That's great. One step at a time, my brother. One step at a time. I'm not saying don't do it, but that's going to take some work. Those are extremely high and lofty goals. But you can do it if you put your mind to it. Like, see this rocket? I'm going to will this thing into existence here. Okay? We're going to will this sucker into existence. Should have specified this. That's a side goal. Oh. Probably not going to achieve. No. If you want to make Prism a thing and work on inflatable habitats, you will that motherfucker into existence, okay? I'm serious about this. But that's going to take time. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying it's a side goal. I'm not saying any of that. But you got to will that son of a bitch into existence, and that's hard to do. But most things that are difficult are usually worth doing. Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. Double swear jar. Triple swear jar. Crap. Start gifting out stupid subs here. Every time I swear, gift out damn subs.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
This is my new penalty for swearing. I have to gift out subs.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
I got you, Shard. Rip swear sub. Dude, I really gotta break that habit real quick or I'm gonna go broke. I gotta not do that. You gotta not do that. That's really not gonna be good, man. I'm out $10 already. But anyway. Lemon, I wish you all the best, dude. Yeah, we'll be here. I ain't going nowhere. This space shuttle sucks, just so you know. But Lemon, think about what I said. That's good to have your goals. You gotta will that sucker into existence, man. That's gonna be hard to do. But you can do it. Just don't stop. That's it. Just don't stop. Just keep doing it. Does the bird count as a swear jar event? No. No. How wide is it flared out on the base of this thing? I think it's flared out to probably like 22 meters, I think, in the real design. How do you make that can crusher? I just open up the cheat menu and hit hack gravity and turn up the gravity. It'll change the weight of the thing and it'll put force on, it'll try to crush the thing if you increase the gravity, which is good. That's a really good way to do some proof testing. Now in Kerbal, it's probably 12 meters, maybe 11 meter taper on the bottom there. False Profundi. To that guy, 28-year-old engineer here. Take risks and strive to learn more every day. There you go, False. You got it, buddy. That's what I mean. You just got to keep going. It's going to be an uphill battle all the time. You're going to be going boats against the current all the freaking time, but you've got to go. You've got to learn. You've got to absorb as much info as you can. Low taper fade. Imagine if this rocket had a low taper stage. And try to avoid brain rot at all. As much as you can. How does this compare to Sea Dragon? It's actually pretty comparable to Sea Dragon in size. Anyway. Alright, dedicated hold downs should probably help us. But I think, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Aerojet Rizzo dime. Remember, Methane, you can't spell locked in without Lockheed Martin, okay? Aerospace brain rot is okay. That's fine. That's okay. This is Kerbalized. Yeah, Erudite. It's Kerbalized, yes. You're right. Can't spell locked in without Lockheed Martin, baby. It's true. I'm very ambitious and might be stupid, but one day I want to own an aviation agency and a space agency to put humans on Titan. That's fine, Lost. You sure, if you want to do that, man. But here's the thing. It's good to have your goals. You should have goals, all right? Talk is cheap. What you just proposed is an insanely complicated thing, especially that Titan part. Okay? I have a dog named Titan. I know. No, that's good, man. Do it. That's really difficult to do, but it's up to you to figure out how difficult it is and then solve it. And to be honest, guys, I wouldn't have said this, you know, like a couple years ago. I wouldn't have said this like this.
Discovery,
you know?
go at throttle up.
But you know what, man? Elon willed Starship into existence, okay? Peter Beck willed Neutron and Electron into existence. Andy Lapsa is going to will the Nova rocket into existence. You can do this. It's doable. Oh, it is doable. It's doable for us mere mortals, okay? We can do it. Oh, yeah. Malice Penguin, 44-month resub. Thank you. You can't spell SLS without an L. Wait. You gotta, but if you want to do these goals, you gotta one step at a time. You can't bite off more than you can chew. You don't want to make it too ambitious and then try to get to it and you never make it, right? If you're like 17, you want to start your own aerospace engineering company. Good. Start with that. That starts with being on the damn honor roll. You should be getting straight A's, no exceptions. You want to get into a good school to learn aerospace engineering, you're gonna have to go that. You're gonna have to do that. That's just, sorry, you have to. Start there, and then go into school. Do the same thing when you're in college, right? Learn as much as you possibly freaking can. Extracurricular activities, right? Rocket clubs, high-powered rocketry. Talk to people in the industry because they'll be at your school. Make connections with as many people as you can. That's how you do this. That's the way to get it done. High performance rocketry brain rot, Cyborg? Why do I feel that's just being perpetrated by Joe Barnard? Why do I feel it's being perpetrated by that man? Actually, his static fire test the other day went very good from what I saw from the telemetry. That looked real good, man. Hang on, I'm just making some adjustments to the skirt here, to the aft skirt. High-powered rocketry brain rot is cooking steak with a nose cone. That's what I'm saying, dude! It's all Joe Barnard, always has been. Alright. The garage door is open and I just got bit by a mosquito, so I'm closing the garage door. It's still freaking hot out, man. Holy crap, it's still 86 degrees out there. Close the pod bay doors, Hal. Alright, so I moved the skirt up just a smidge, just about 10 centimeters. And now what I think we should do is, for hold down points, we should probably do, let's see. So that's the bottom of the aft skirt is the bottom of the tank hierarchy. Partially Joe, but there are now a ton of people that have 2-inch to 3-inch extremely high performance hardware that are aiming for 50,000 feet, plus they have actual hardware. Nice. SpaceX might steal your garage doors. No, I need those. Elon, please don't. I'm thinking about how we're going to do the hold down system. So this more or less is where I want my engines to be. More or less. We're going to have to design our own a thrust structure for this thing. If a startup wanted to compete by using an RDE, is that a bad idea? What's your business strategy there? Making an RDE is not going to get you anywhere. Okay, what are you doing with it? What's your goal? Well, how are you going to make money? You're going to sell the RDE? To who? Some of the same people have also been trying to make the most unoptimized rockets as possible. Oh, jeez. I don't mind this thing being held up on the in the primary load path here. I don't mind that, but the more and more I think about it, the more and more Now, you know what? Let's keep it like that. I just got to be careful, because having that arrow skirt in the load path like that, like, technically, if I make a thrust structure at this point in time, guys, it's going to be attached to the aft skirt, and the aft skirt is attached to that fairing. It's just in front of it. So if we have thrust pushing up, it's going to push up on the aft skirt, and the aft skirt's going to push up on the bottom bottom tank right there. Technically, it'll push on that fairing, which pushes on that fairing, which pushes on the interstage fairing, and then the interstage fairing is where all my fuel tanks are attached. And the fuel tanks are going to be pulled up into space, technically. That's how this is kind of engineered right now. It can withstand a pretty good amount of G-forces, dude. But what I'm thinking, fellas, is maybe set hold down points. Now, I just got to think about where those hold down points are going to be and what are they attached to. You like that, Neptune? Sell the technology to SpaceX, who would tell you no. I randomly threw together a real scale version of this using tweak scale and it could SSTO. I believe that. I'm going to rotate the control node. Your engines aren't attached to it, you absolute moron. No wonder. Rotate the engine section, which is on a different control node, and then rotate the entire rocket 45 degrees, 15, 30, 45. Cool. That gives us a spot where we can put hold downs. Back to the master control node, and then no. We can get away with putting them right there. Right? Yeah. Okay. So it's not far-fetched for a rocket to have its hold down points facing straight up, or at least on an inner part of the rocket. The N1 did that. Not a lot of people know that. The N1 rocket had its hold down points on the bottom of the vehicle. The Proton rocket still has that. Or still, well, Proton's kind of on its way out, but if you look at the bottom of an N1, all of its umbilicals and everything, the umbilicals and hold down points are actually facing upwards. So check it out. The hold down point for the vehicle is this ring right here in between the engines. See that? And its umbilicals are right there. Actually, you know, I think it had side umbilicals now that I'm thinking about it. I think I just saw that in that picture. Proton is fueled from the bottom. I'm not sure about the N1. The original plan was for Starship was to have the umbilical at the bottom. That's right. I think with a rocket this big, we're probably going to have to do that. I don't think we can do side-mounted hold downs. Well, I don't know that for sure, to be completely fair. Are you covering Axiom? That's why I'm streaming late, Nick. We're going all the way. That's right. It goes in the square hole. Did Starship replace ITS? Yeah. You're building a 1-to-1 of the Prometheus rocket in RSSRO. Good luck to you, sir. All right, so I'm gonna test an external hold down here. First of all, we'll do another can crusher test here. See how strong this bad boy is. And then, okay, so let me move my dud engine section out of the way. Hit save again. Prometheus first stage test. First stage tank test. Prometheus first stage tank test. 6, 24, 25. Cool. Overwrite. Reroute to the control node. All right. Fill her up. Enjoy your KSP grind. So much depth. All right, we're gonna try another can crusher test with these hold down points. Let's see what that does. The first thing we'll do is do this. The first thing we'll do is do this with these just sitting on the structure on the runway, and then we'll do it from like actual hold downs. The offset that I give is just for placement purposes to make it look nice, Lava. It's the angle of the dangle that matters. So the angle of the strut. Triangulate your struts. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like SpaceX's Block 3 Super Heavy, right? With the angle of the strut absolutely matters. It makes a big difference in KSP. Okay, can crusher test. Oh, we got to put avionics on it. It is a thick boy. Very thick boy. I've seen you do it to internal struts, though. That's more of making a mental checklist in my mind of struts that I place versus struts that Kerbal just decided should go there. Great test. Yeah, I don't think it worked. Yeah, you noticed that, huh? Yeah? Oh, yeah? You think? Now let's see. That concludes the Ship 36 reenactment. Sometimes the initial placement with physics easing doesn't work very well, so let's give ourselves like mid-miss gravity here. Separate the launch clamps. They are, that's not happy at all. Yeah, those are not, they're struggling. But look, it's not moving around anymore. Aha! And that is precisely why Super Heavy has like 20 hold down points, because of this. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say this probably isn't gonna last very long, but you know, we'll do the test anyway. 2 Gs. It's very unhappy. Did you crash it? Man, those fairings are strong. Looks like it's good for about 1.5 Gs. It was fine on the hold downs, which is actually pretty good.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
95, 95, 64 month resub, 5 more months. 95 static fires per test stand until she shipped 36s. I'll be your test stand. No, you won't. All right. Well, either way, let's go back into the Mastercraft file. That should be adequate for hold down points, I think. Not, we can add more. That really wasn't too happy standing up by itself, dudes. But we'll see. We have to start developing out a thrust structure for this thing. The good news is that the rest of the rocket seemed insanely strong. Like, we were putting the crush load on these things, and the rest of it was super rigid. So our struts, the struts down through the rest of this thing were quite happy, which is great. That's really, really good. Hitting Space Agency, Dead Scum, it's going pretty good. They post pictures in their Discord all the time, dude. Remember that the final rocket will be like double the mass. That's why I'm testing the structure of the tank up to like 5 Gs. That should be able to handle the loads of whatever upper stage and payload we put up here. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. Okay. Gonna try and recreate the manifolds. It's not so much about recreating the manifolds, dude. It's more Chaka, it's hold on. It's more about a thrust structure more than anything, dude. That should make our hold downs a little bit stronger. Hang on, I'm just getting our triangulation struts correct. Wasn't sure on depth. Go with the build. Yeah, no, I got you. There we go. Now it's nice and symmetrical. Some of these struts, some of these pieces weren't lined up correctly. I gotta rotate it one more time. Get rotated stage. I wish we had more info about this, but it's still kind of cool. Cool. Neat. I don't know why these struts won't line up, but you static fire it eventually. No, I'll just build the full stack without testing that and then just send it and hope it doesn't blow up in my face. Yeah, of course, man. You know what? We'll think about that some other time. Let me see if I can see the local orientation of the part. Huh. I don't know why that's doing that. But yeah, dude, yeah, we will static fire this thing. I'm gonna have to. When you're dealing with this big of a rocket in KSP, yeah, you're gonna have to start doing stuff like that, man. Why does it seem like it's offset? I don't get it. So peculiar. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah, okay. It's because we're in 2 times 6x symmetry. There we go. Nice and even. Still 87 degrees in here, dudes. I thought it would have cooled off by 9 o'clock. I'd do anything for an EJRO playthrough, man. It would be so fascinating to watch. Guys, I just got back to playing this, alright? Like, I don't want to get scared off, okay? Like, maybe sometime in the future, okay? Jaka, this type of rocket is called... We found a paper for it called Post-Saturn Class 1 Baseline. So this would have been post-Nova. This rocket would have flown... Had the Apollo engineers gotten their way, this rocket probably would have flown I think they said in the late 70s in the PDF or something. Time period under study is 1970 to 1990. Oh. This thing would have been amazing, dude. But it's okay. Something like this pretty much exists. We got Super Heavy. Super Heavy is pretty much this. But this thing would have ended up being a lot more powerful. Yeah, it's kind of like post-Apollo, or post-Saturn family of rockets, dude. Alright, so... Rust structure. I'm thinking... Are you building class 1 or 2? Class 1. Class 2 is an aerospike. And we can't build something like that in KSP. What you could. I could make this, absolutely. But it's an aerospike engine using F1s as your feeder engine, which is just tap, dude. I love it. But we can't take advantage of... That doesn't do anything for us in KSP because there's no flow dynamics. There's no fluid dynamic simulation. So placing that would just be for show. So I built the one with just downward facing engines. And then I don't even know what the class 3 baseline vehicle is. Like, what is this thing supposed to do? That looks like Stokes' rocket. Or that looks like Stokes' second stage, which is kind of funny. Can you briefly explain the F1 feeder into an aero spike? Yeah. So an aerospike engine is a bunch of smaller rocket engines feeding into a spiked nozzle. So think about a rocket nozzle. Rocket nozzle in a De Laval style nozzle is like this, right? An aerospike is backwards. It's backwards. It's an inverted rocket engine. In order to get that to work, you need a bunch of tiny rocket engines. You need a bunch of little guys pushing gas up against it, because in a De Laval style nozzle, the gas stays up against the exterior walls because of the pressure, because of your combustion chamber pressure and flow rate, etc., etc. With the aerospike, you just have a bunch of rocket engines pushing inward on this, right? You need you need a bunch of small rocket engines to make a big one. Now, with that RS-2200 test right there, those linear aerospikes are probably, the aerospike rocket engine is probably about this big. Maybe the size of a softball. Actually, probably a little bit bigger than that. This paper proposed using F1s in that position right there, using Saturn V engines to do that. Which, once again, is absolutely tapped. That's ridiculous. But it also wasn't in a linear aerospike configuration. It was in a toroidal aerospike configuration. So it would have been a ring of F1 engines shooting into an annular nozzle. An annular aerospike nozzle. No, not the N1. See how the bottom of it is basically tapered inward? This had a bunch of F1 engines facing inward in a ring. That's the idea, which is just... Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, it's a good idea. Now, why would you do that? You get better performance that way, believe it or not. Yeah. One nozzle per power pack. On the RS-2200 X-Wing, that is one power pack. It's a J2 power pack, believe it or not, doing that. There's one piece of turbine machinery. It's in between the, like if we could go up and in here between the two sides of the spike, it's right there. Actually, I might have a good picture of it that you guys might not have seen. Trey9 in the YouTube chats actually saw this exact motor the other day. There it is. It's in pieces, but you get the idea. There it is. See the power pack down there? And then the plumbing and the manifolds? It's sitting out at in a field. It's at the Space and Rocket Center, guys. Believe it or not. I want one. The RS-2200. Let me explain it. They were going to make them. They were designed to replace shuttle engines, believe it or not. But in a different vehicle. They were designed to replace shuttle engines because they were going to replace the space shuttle in the 90s. They were going to replace the space shuttle with Venture Star. Yeah, Venture Star was an SSTO Hydrolox design. Tori Bruno worked on that thing. And they would have made two versions. They would have made a subsonic test, or a suborbital test article, the X-33, with two of the RS-2200s. And then Venture Star was the big boy, and that would have had 7 of them. They even made the launch complex for it at Edwards Air Force Base. There it is. Using carbon composite bilobe tank geometry. Nice. Yeah, dude, nothing. Did you see that? That's a nice F-250, man. That's just like my truck. So that's little dive on arrow spikes. They're pretty cool, man. It flies too badly? How do you know? It never flew, Lemon. Maybe they should have flown it and we would have figured that out. That would have been cool. That would have been a cool thing to do. You know? Trying to see where my engine mounts need to be. This is my mock-up engine section. I'm just moving it in and out. That's where the engines need to go. So I was talking about flying the shuttle in KSP. Oh, okay. Hey, my shuttle doesn't fly worse, but bad. Well, then again, it's supposed to fly. It's designed to fly like the actual one, so it does fly bad, but that's on purpose. You're gonna make it reusable. I don't know. There was a reason why I was testing hold down points, knick-knack, but I'll get back to you on that one. Now, question of making it boost back and land. Yeah, I could probably hook that up. Yeah, you probably hook that up. Will you be covering the test fire of the SLS SRB on the 26th? The BOLE booster, yes. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? Honestly, girder segments make really, really good engine mounts. I've used this to great success in the past. The problem is it just gets to be a little part intense. Oh, those struts are just going to have to be like that. What if you use the shrouded version of the engines with 6 in the middle, and I see how it would look? I mean, I'm not, yeah, it's not gonna look good out there. I don't hate it, but let me get back to you on that, okay? You need a thrust puck. I'm basically making one out of girder segments, dudes. Yeah. The thrust puck is essentially that fairing right there, and I'm attached. These are all the attachment points for it. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, dudes. Yep. Okay, so move the mock-up out of the way. Save. And then we have a center-mounted one as well. Okay, let's save this as the Prometheus Art Revision 2, and we'll get rid of the mock-up thrust structure. Alright, so now we gotta connect the struts here. I like the song. Good. Yeah, Kate, we've made some pretty damn good progress today. Yeah, Flip, it looks good, dude. I did build Vulcan a little while back, yeah. All right, now internal struts here. What I want to do... We're gonna need a set that goes from here to the actual fairing shell.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hey, Grab, what's going on, buddy? Gravioli! Just got off a 9-hour shift. How are things? Everything's okay, man. How about you? There we go. We'll move around. The reason why I attach to girder segments is because attach my engines to girder segments and not like an engine plate or anything is because girder segments are insanely strong. And we're going to need to try and disperse the load up the stack as much as possible here. If we don't, yeah, it'll break. It'll break when we go to fire. At this scale, it'll just explode when we go to fire the engines up. Because remember, these engines have to make 3 times the amount of thrust if we want the exact amount of engines that the real one uses. Either that, or we would need to add... We would need 42 F1 engines. Now we'll just overclock them. Maybe you should test launch now for science. No. That wouldn't be scientific because I'm not finished with the stage. That would be unscientific. I think you just want to see explosions, literally. Couple more struts and then I think I got it. Said every single Kerbal player right before a rocket blows up. A couple more struts, it'll be fine. Okay, so my stage 1 ruler control node is saved in the revision 1 file, so I'm going to get rid of it. We don't need the rulers back here anymore. Not getting stage proportions. So with the revision 2, we're gonna dump it. I don't want to save it as untitled spacecraft. That wouldn't be the right thing. Because, yeah, untitled spacecraft is not the right vehicle. That's untitled spacecraft on the right. See that one over there? Yeah, that wouldn't be the right one.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Let her rip. Thanks for all the fun. Yeah, see, this is an official chart. You know, you got Delta 4. Let's see, Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, Delta 4 Medium, Delta 4 Heavy, Space Shuttle, Saturn V, Saturn Nova, SLS Block 1, SLS Block 2, untitled spacecraft. Yeah, can't name it untitled spacecraft. It's no good. Prometheus first stage tank test. Good. Okay, you guys wanted to see a static fire. Remember, these engines are not rated. They're not rated for the amount of thrust that this stage is going to have. Let's put the release in a different AG. And let's see. Wait, really? Oh, it's 1.2. It's 1.2 with no upper stage, which means we are woefully underpowered for what this is. But, you know, it's fine. It says it has 4,800. Is that what SLS Block 2 looks like? From that picture, yeah, that's a super old render though, Lemon. That's probably from like that untitled spacecraft meme is from like 10 years ago, dude. Have you OC'd the engines? No, I haven't. SLS was supposed to be painted like Saturn V, but then they figured out that paint adds a lot of useless weight to it, so they didn't do it. Alright. Headphone users, when I activate engines, it gets unhappy. Ready? That's what I mean. Something break? Nope. Seems fine to me. What's our thrust to weight? 1.25? Not bad. Turns out this, you know, having a cup for your nose cone like that is not very aerodynamically efficient. What's the call out for max Q? Pretty much right now. Vehicle supersonic. Thing's a monster. It's gonna make it, by the way. It'll SSDO easily like this. Yeah. Even with the underrated engines. Yeah, the taper at the bottom, Tessa, is what's really doing it. Uh-oh. Look at our G-load. Oh, accelerometer's reading 3.5 Gs. I hope she doesn't break. Bro, look at this thing. She's a beast. I love it. We pitched over way too quickly. All right, we're gonna have to punch our way out of the atmosphere. How's the thermals? Oh, it's it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Shut up. It's fine. It'll be okay. Oh yeah, dude, we got this. Something is broken. Something broke, Tessa. Something is broken on the vehicle. See how it's reading debris? Uh-oh. What's broken? If you hold left alt. Fellas, the whole aft shell broke off, and it didn't blow up the vehicle. No, the aft shell is not attached. Look, see the struts? My attachment struts. The aft shell is not attached. How is this thing still flying? And how is it in one piece? It detached and it didn't blow up the vehicle. I think attaching the hold downs to it probably made it unhappy. Look, see all the struts? All the hold down point struts that are supposed to pick up on that have not picked up on it. And my entire thrust structure is no longer attached to it anymore. How did the aft shell break off? I don't know. But I know it happened right. It happened right at separation. I saw the game glitch out. Like, watch. If I time warp right now, this is probably going to explode. See? Cool. Good test. Interesting. I'm gonna have to do the test again. I know, boo-hoo. I want to see if that happens again. They're about to be having an even longer day at Boca now. Yeah, goalie, turns out, you know, putting the riggers out for a crane on uncompacted soil and then trying to lift something up that's extremely heavy is not a good idea. That's weird. It's very strange. Not good. It's that damn aft skirt, dude. It hates us. Look, it broke off again. So it absolutely is repeatable. A crane that was at Massey's that was recovering debris, Golden Goose, it tipped over. Not good. It's shock loading the structure. Yeah, no, that's the problem. Nice distance. See? It was a fluke that we made it the first try. Yeah, it was a fluke. And this is at 1/3 the thrust of this stage, guys. Yeah, that aft skirt is no good. We're gonna have to redesign it. That problem showed up in proof testing, and now it's showing up with thrust structure testing. Gotta redesign. I gotta put that. We gotta take the skirt out of the path of load. The problem is it's in the load path. I'm not sure an ignition sequencer is gonna help us here, Aqualux. I mean, I just slowly ramped up the throttle, dude. Slowly ramping up the throttle would be better than an ignition sequencer. It still did it. What I could do is get rid of these struts here. I got rid of my hold down point struts that strut to the aft skirt. And what we could do is take the aft skirt out of the load path because my hold downs were attached to it. A sequencer would be good. Be pretty cool, man. All right. There's not much connecting this, the skirt of this. This is why I originally kind of proposed maybe putting these in here instead. And having just up-facing hold downs. In fact, I'm okay with trying this. I'm cool with it. We're gonna have to go make better modifications to this later in the master craft file, so I'll just do this quick. Just to see what it does. So we can maybe save ourselves some time. You really shouldn't test like this, but... Like, would it be hard to do with a cow? No. No good. All right, let's try it with no hold down points to see if we've eliminated that problem. It's just rocket engines, bare bones on the concrete, Flight 1 Fondak style. Let's go. I highly doubt this thing will sit up on its engines, but we'll see. Nope. Just as I thought. No good. It was alright, Banzo. Not bad. Our thrust structure is not happy. But when the stage does fly, man, does it fly good. We should put the hold down tire on the vehicle. No, that's not going to change anything. Now, I highly doubt this is going to work, holding it up on the fairing, but we got to redesign it anyway, so let's figure out what's wrong. I don't think 6 of these is going to hold this whole vehicle up. Stranger things have happened, though. Yeah, it can't hold it up. Can you strut a hold down clamp to a vehicle? Yes. Yeah, we gotta figure out a way to get this thing to help hold itself up, dude, and I'm not sure how we're gonna do it. Yeah, that first time out was just lucky. After launch, try reverting to launch. Nah, that's not good testing criteria because not every time I put the vehicle out on the pad it's going to be a revert. That's a really poor way of doing that, man. I don't want to do that way. Can it cool off in here for a change? Jeepers. Give me 1 second, dudes. It's still freaking hot. It is still hot outside. The sun has gone well down, and it's still toasty out there. I can't believe that. It's 84 outside. You gotta be kidding me. And it's crappy because it's 86 in here. The computers are keeping this place warm. Can you believe that? Switch to car time. Yeah, we'll just work on the car tomorrow. We'll do an all-car stream tomorrow. Temperatures, the garage, 86. Won't you have the same problem tomorrow in the heat? No, it's not going to be nearly as hot. Yeah, it's not going to be nearly as hot tomorrow. It's still going to be warm, but it's not going to be nearly as hot. The coldest it's going to get is at 5 a.m. It's going to be 76 degrees. That's absolutely insane. It's 70 here. Why is it warmer in my state than your state? 95. That's dumb. It is warmer in this state than another state that's actually called the Sunshine State. We are warmer than Florida, than the Sunshine State. That's bullcrap, dude. Why not get a portable fan, Ari? I had a fan blowing on me. And then chat, everybody complained that the mic wasn't... Oh, does EJ have sound problems? Because if I blow the fan on me, it's blowing on the mic too. I have fans going, but they're not cooling as nearly as good, dude. It's 81 in South Texas. It is warmer here than it is in frigging Texas. Man. At least it's humid heat. You suck. Okay, remember we told you that? Remember we told you that you suck? Northern Florida, you got 86 on your weather station right now. Actually, the same as me, Pyro. Turn off the mic and just do hand signals. Man, designing this thrust structure is going to suck. $91F in Hamilton. Damn, dude. Celio, it's 36C in Nova Scotia, bud. Yeah, dude. Look what I'm dealing with in my office right now, dude. Believe me, you're not that far from me. I get it. It's very uncool. It's not very cool, man. No, yeah, dude, I need a fan. No, I'm not sure. There's a bunch of different ways that we could fix this, dude. So I think I might stop part 3 for now. We did make some pretty damn good progress, though. Honestly, we gotta take this all apart. I gotta take it apart, and I gotta redo the proof testing. This thing has to be able to stay strong. Toasty. I'm not sure if I want to work on the cornet. We'll work on the cornet tomorrow. Let's keep playing games. We kind of have a games motif going here. What should we do? Let me look through and see what I want to play. But remember, we're going all the way till the Axiom mission. The Axiom mission is scheduled to launch at 2:30 a.m., which is 4 hours and 20 minutes from now. Want to play Counter-Strike? Kind of. Maybe take a break and get the heat out for a couple minutes. Yeah. I mean, there's no heat to get rid of, dude. That's the problem. You know? MSC? No, we're playing MSC tomorrow. Don't suggest games. I'll figure out something. Your house has AC, right? Visit the pupper. Give in to your anger. Give in to Counter-Strike. Oh, nice, man, Pooh. I love how you're considering it. Don't we have a mod rule about Counter-Strike streams? No. I'm good, Aqualux. How many times do I have to mention I don't need a solution, man? I don't know how many times I need to tell you, but I've said that like 6 or 7 times now, at least. CS is very risky. I'll be alright. Maybe. Probably not. I mean, there would definitely be cursing. We'll definitely move into after hours if we do that. A shower beer sounds good. It definitely does. I have a solution to this thing I thought you'd like. Oh, neat. You said that last time. Last time I played Counter-Strike on stream, I didn't get mad. That was like a month ago. Where were you?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Joe-Ho, 67-month resub. Thanks, man. I wouldn't mind playing Beam. That was fun. Are you gonna go down to the New England 900 from Cletus next month? Thinking of driving over for it. Oh, yeah. When is that? I know it... Never mind. July 18th? Yeah, I'll probably make an appearance, dude. July 19th, Burnout Rivals after. Yeah, dude, I might do that. Might partake. DJ, I forgot to ask this during Space News. What's up, man? And I was always curious during the shuttle program, how quickly could they get the pad ready for the next flight? I don't know. They never hit theoretical maximum. I don't know, like a month, maybe. Should be a ton of fun if the Indy event is anything to go off of. I went to the first New England 900, Boone. It was awesome. It was a good time. That's where Cleater originally met up with the Biff. Beam would be sweet. I'd have to get the racing rig out, and that I'm wondering about my back. I mean, it feels fine. What do you think of the Vera room at Observatory first pictures? Pretty cool, Thomas. Yep. I really want to play Counter-Strike. Don't get the racing rig out if it's questionable. It's not questionable. I'm just... That's how I hurt my back before, so now I'm like, you know? I'm kind of... That's the thing, guys. Like, I'm kind of all engineered out. I can only do so much engineering in one day, considering we engineered the entire tank structure and thrust structure for the first stage. I mean, thrust structure is kind of dookie, but GTA RP? I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm not doing that. There are challenges in Beam that you can do. Yeah, but there's challenges in Beam that I don't want to do. That's the thing. Like you know, I want to do that. Really? Actually, you know what, dudes? Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see something. I forget if I did this. Oh, how about a game of blackjack? um, I'm wondering if did I put Tarkov back on this computer? No, you can do PvE Tarkov, dude. When's the last time you've gone over the dev updates for KSA? I don't know, a little while. I just don't remember if I ever put Tarkov back on this computer. What the hell is it under? I don't really remember. I don't even remember the company that it is. Probably uninstalled it. Might be cool to peek at that. No, I'm good. I don't really feel like doing that. Battle State? State Games. I had the launcher on this computer. Maybe it's up there. Maybe I moved it up here. Oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Let's check something real quick. Let me check. Uh, 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 uh. Probably needs a giant game update. No, I updated it a little while back. So it's probably not as big as you might think. So how does PvE Tarkov work, guys? Explain that one to me. There was a patch yesterday. Nice background. Thank you. Timberborn? I played out Timberborn, dude. It just spawns in AI PMCs. You need the DLC to install the PvE community mod. Oh. Yeah. It says my game edition is the Edge of Darkness limited edition. Tarkov has a paid DLC that sort of adds PvE to the game, but SPT is the way to mod singular PvT. Cool. Geez, more acronyms than a NASA building. All right, well, I have that. I'll do some time off stream to make sure that that's all working. Red Dead? We play Red Dead. Yeah, I kind of wanted to see what the single player Tarkov is about, and we have some time right now. I don't know. Just thinking we have some time. This is a long stream. I'm Kerbled out, guys. I just played Kerbal for like 8 hours straight. I mean, we're at 10 hours in on the stream. Space News is about 3, so I did 7 hours of KSP and 3 hours of Space News today. I'm good, man. Like, you can only engineer so much. Or I could just take a break and let it cool off in here, and then just come back in an hour or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking. Garage and hang out, dude. It's hotter in there than it is in here. I wanted to go straight all the way to Axiom, dude, but it's not cooling off in here. After 10 hours in this freaking sauna, it's starting to piss me off because I'm like all sticky and gross. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't mind playing Counter-Strike with viewers. I kind of want to do that. That would be kind of fun. I said I'd do a marathon stream. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Then do it. All right. I'll jog the YouTube VOD. I'll be right back. Okay? How are the beavers? Good. We completed that, dude. I basically took over the entire map, then I got kind of bored. I was like, all right. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed part 3. We'll do part 4 sometime in the future. I will be back momentarily for Counter-Strike. I'm going to need people to play with, dude. We're not playing with randos. So, I'll be back. Stand by for lost signal on the YouTube side of things as expected.